Yo, yeah, this is Mr. Snapco. It's coming at you with some trade talk, hockey talk, whatever talk you want it to be. We talk about hockey on this channel, obviously. So, two trades happening the past couple days. I've been kind of sick. I'm still stuffy and stuff, so that happened. I was busy yesterday all day. Went to the beach. Fun time. So I'm sorry, but let the other videos get a bit of a clout while I'm gone. So the first trade I'm going to go over is Colin Miller gets traded to Buffalo for a second and a fifth. So Colin Miller, a 26-year-old forward, played in Vegas last season and the season before. He got traded to Buffalo for a 2021 second and a 2022 fifth. So I think Vegas might have been able to get a little bit more, maybe a second and a third. But I don't think they're going to complain with what they got. So Colin Miller, a guy who in 2018-19 put up 65 games, 3 goals, 26 assists, 29 points, and a plus-minus of 0. So he was even in that department. A career -4, which his best season came in 17-18, where he had 82 games, 10 goals, 31 assists, and 41 points and a -4. That was last season, where he got picked up by Vegas in the expansion draft. And he really shown that he could be a really good top 4 option for Vegas, which is the case for a lot of their defensemen. They can be really solid top 4 guys on an NHL squad. And in 3 of his 4 NHL seasons, he actually is a plus-minus of 0, so breaking even. So even on bad teams, he's a guy who can definitely do pretty well with not allowing too much goals on that line. So yeah. And his career, he has played 250 games, 22 goals, 77 assists for 99 points and a -4. This year, he's going to get point number 100, so congratulations to Colin Miller. Hope you have a great career after this trade. And Colin Miller is a 5th-round pick in 2012, 151st overall by the LA Kings. So, never played a game for them. But, you get some unexpected surprises. I thought he was drafted by Boston, but he was drafted by LA. So, that's cool. And, again, 2 picks, a second and a fifth for next year. Not next year's draft, but the 2 years after that, Vegas gets picks for. And I think Miller's definitely going to be a good third option for Buffalo. Again, their top 4 guy, the guy who can come in on the power play and really make it a solid power play. Just pretty nice addition to the defensive core, which Buffalo really needs to improve still. I think getting Colin Miller is a great first step. Getting Dahlin a couple years ago in the 2018 draft is a awesome addition as well. And I think that defensive core is really going to be solid. I mean, you got a guy like McCabe who can jump in. Gooley, I think Gooley was traded actually. Because I don't think he's on Buffalo anymore. I really don't. I don't remember if Brennan Gooley is on Buffalo. I don't know, but anyways, that was a Colin Miller trade. I got one more trade for you in this video, so making up for the loss with the longer video here for you guys. But I do agree with this trade for the Buffalo standpoint. I think Vegas could have got a bit more, like I already said. So I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 2 standpoint, where Buffalo really got a good deal out of this, and Vegas, I think they could have got a little bit more. So I will be right back with the second trade. Alright, guys. So this second deal is Andre Burakovsky goes to Colorado for Scott Kosmachuk and a couple of picks. So Scott Kosmachuk, obviously a guy who I think was drafted by Calgary back in 2014, 2013. He obviously didn't work out too well, a minor league player, but Andre Burakovsky, on the other hand, is a solid third-line NHL player. So in 18-19, he had 76 games played, 12 goals, 13 assists, 25 points, and a +2. So pretty decent for a third line guy, I say. You probably want a bit more grittier guys in two-way like Burakovsky is. And he was a 23rd pick in 2013 by the Capitals, so I think the Caps expected a little bit more out of him, but I think what he's done so far is very solid for the team, and I think he'll be a great fit in Colorado, really making that push now. So his best season came in 16-17, actually, where he played 64 games, had 12 goals, 23 assists, and 35 points, with a plus-minus of +13. And that's a great year. If he played all 82 games, I think he could have hit 45 points easily that season. So it's unfortunate he was injured, but that is his best year. The year prior to that, he had 3 more points, but played more games and had a worse plus-minus. So I'm going to go with this 16-17 season for Burakovsky. And that's okay, guys. I have no clue where I left off, so I was just saying, yeah, Kosmachuk, who is a decent minor leaguer. I was just talking and the video was paused, so that's funny. But yeah, so Burakovsky, 24 years old, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna go over all his stats again. Shipped off to Colorado. So here's what Washington got. Kosmachuk, second and a third in 2020. I think Kosmachuk's a guy who obviously didn't pan out, but he can be a solid second-line minor leaguer, but I think that Washington, instead of getting a minor leaguer like Kosmachuk, maybe could have got a guy like Blake Como, who can just come in, not replace to the extent that Burakovsky is, but a guy who's decent on that third line. More of a fourth line, I think Blake Como would play, but I still think this is a decent trade. Again, the second and the third, who could definitely just be a guy to replace Burakovsky in the long run, and more. So I have to say this is an even trade. I think both sides really win. Colorado getting a good third liner, and Washington removing some cap space and getting a couple picks out of it. Maybe accelerating the inevitable rebuild when it happens. Which I think will be in the next 2 to 3 seasons. Washington will have to start that rebuild. But, yeah, I agree with both of these trades, really. Miller to Buffalo and Burakovsky to Colorado. I think there's only one team that really lost out here, and that was Vegas in the Colin Miller trade. I think they could have definitely got a second and a third, and at least one of those picks being in the 2020 draft. I think they got robbed a little bit for Miller, so good job, Buffalo. But yeah, that's 2 for 2 for the NHL trades today. There's also a minor one, but I'm not going to go over that. It's just some no-name players being traded. So anyways, guys, this is Mr. Stamkos. This is not trade talk yet, but comment if you agree with both of these trades, or if you agree with one, or if you agree with none of them. I always love to hear feedback, and yeah, so comment, like, subscribe, you know the drill, just every YouTuber does it, so I'll save you all the merchandise plug-in and, the giveaway, because I don't have one, because I'm poor. No, I'm just kidding. But this is Mr. Stamkos. This is Trade Talk. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.